Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Look. I bring them money, they change the topic. I got a 19 and they fold in my pocket. She gave me a number, now I gotta block it. I'm mixing the 30 because I'm looking profit. Clean that up and I give it right back to them. If I don't fuck with them, then I can't rap with them. I wanna beat it when somebody catches them. I wanna get a sensation. Man, these folks got that hitties, no cap. I bring them hits and they change the topic. I got a 19 and they fold in my pocket. For hell of a year and they still dropping. They wanted to stop it, but they can't stop it. You told a story like Shorty was feeling it. She told a story like she's figured damage. You look at my story, man, no one can write it. Now I see a lane, I don't get excited. I might just spice up my career the other way. Ain't no sense in me going the other way. Can I be seen like you from the other day? Virgil just set me, I hope you can cut away. Please don't be stupid, it's baby and gunner. And baby, you wanted it, so I just want it. Next time I'm at Dallas, I look for another.
Wind-up shot going low to high. Catch and shoot one more time, Fairfield. From distance coming in.
On this splendid Saturday afternoon. You're looking live here from Southwest Connecticut on this beautiful Saturday afternoon as Fairfield, who are currently 4-0 in the country, welcome in Providence College, who are 3-2 on the season. And yeah, this is certainly going to be a good one here today as both of these squads are putting together those final building blocks before we head into conference play. JJ Duke here with you. Let's take a look at our players to watch for today's action. First off, for Providence College, they've got an outstanding do-it-all attacker in Ryan Bell, who's currently the program record holder with 196 career points and leading the country in assists per game at 4.4. He's coming off of an impressive showing against Merrimack in their 18-7 win on the midweek with 6 points. For Fairfield, the two-time CAA Rookie of the Week, that is Devin Lamprey. He is our player to watch for the Stags today, as Lamprey, 8 goals and an assist, and he had the game winner last weekend in a low-scoring victory against Manhattan in overtime, the second consecutive win for the Stags in extra frames. There he is, Lamprey, the freshman, by way of Pittsfield, Massachusetts. A pair of up goals on the season as we're just about ready to go. It's Fairfield in the white jerseys, Providence in the black, and we're underway. And Fairfield getting the first faceoff from Daniel Davis, as Dylan Smith got banged up in the last game. Head coach Andrew Baxter saying he is game to game. A violation on Providence will give Fairfield the first possession. Take a look at Fairfield's attacking unit. We welcome back Will Consoli into the mix as he picked up a knock in the game against Brown a couple of weeks ago, but back in there today. Lamprin also gets a start, wears 5. Jake Gilbert, first line attack is 13, 21, Keegan Lynch. And Rob Moore also joins there 50, as well as Luke Kupski. And the goalie that they'll be facing is the grad student from Union College previously. That's Dan Donahue, currently with a save percentage close to 59%.
Let's go, bud.
This Fairfield offense ticking to a goals per game rate, just under 11 per contest. Started off like a house on fire, scoring double digits in each of their first 3 victories, including 13 in that double overtime game against Sacred Heart. But again, a little bit of a tighter showing last Saturday against the Jaspers. A look for more, reverses near side, a chance for Gilbert, and that one goes in. Fairfield take the early lead inside of a minute. Great movement of the ball by Fairfield as Jake Gilbert nets his 6th goal of the season. The Stags were able to find the open man just popping up from goal line extend. And that's exactly what you want to do to get this one started here at home, as Fairfield have been dominant here at Rafferty Stadium, winning all 3 of their home games and averaging in double figures. Here is a look at that last goal as Consoli working with Rob Moore. And eventually that ball found its way all the way here to this near side. Luka Kupski will get the assist, his 3rd of the season. And Fairfield win the faceoff, and they move quickly once again with Gilbert. Low angle chance, and it's fought off by Donahue. And that one hurt as well, as Donahue just off your picture, wincing as that one hit him on the knees. Donahue, multiple times All-American at the Division III level, USA Lacrosse first teamer back in 2023. And a couple of times USILA honorable mention All-American. His last season he had a goals against at 11.8 for the Garnet Chargers. Often a team that got themselves deep into postseason play. As it comes to Consoli, dodges, has a chance to get into the middle, gets a good shot off, and Donahue with the save. Tough one for him, but he's able to keep it in front. Drew Clift scooping up the ground ball. Now a chance here for Providence on the clear. Providence this season clearing at 83%. Fairfield forced turnovers at nearly 19% on the clear. The Friars will get their first look on attack. Here is their starting unit. It begins with Rhett Chambers, who wears 5. Richie Joseph had a really good scoring day against Merrimack with 3 goals and assists. He wears 9. Sam Brazil wears 13. Dean Metzger 14. Ryan Bell, as we mentioned, wears 15. He is going to drift all over the field. He's not your prototypical feeder that will sit at the bottom as a flag comes out. This is a delayed penalty on Fairfield. Losing the handle of it was Bell, but it's going to be man up here early. First opportunity for Providence to go man up, and this is a team that generates a whole lot of looks man up. As blocker a charge, you make the call, but Rory Thompson goes right through the man. And Owen Hirsch in goal for the Stags will have to set up his man-down defense, who's currently operating at 70% this season. Fairfield have conceded 10 man-up situations, but have stopped 7 of them. Providence, 7 of 21 this season. There's a number of players to look out for on man-up. Jack Horgan is one who wears 18. He's at the bottom of your screen as Bell now goes to the apex of this offense. And Bell's just going to get a whole lot of touches all throughout this game. It's really one of those for Coach Baxter and his staff to keep an eye on his hands and really take away any sort of passing lanes for him. Pass on top of the crease, knocked down. It was intended for Richie Joseph, and Fairfield see it away. That was a minute-long penalty assessed on Thompson for unnecessary roughness, so Fairfield still have a little bit of time to kill off. As P.J. McGoldrick swings it across to Julian Radosic, one of the best defenders, not only in the CAA, but really in the country. A sophomore from New Jersey, currently with 11 ground balls and 13 caused turnovers. He started the season with 7 caused turnovers against Lehigh. But Fairfield kill off that man-up situation for Providence. We're back to even strength, and the now over 70% man-down defense continuing to stifle anybody that's faced them. Under 40 on the shot clock. This is Jason LeMay Jr., a junior from Long Island. LeMay had a couple of goals in that victory against Manhattan, but is usually good for at least one per contest. Down to 20 on the shot clock as KJ Delane in on this set, so a bit of a second line unit for Fairfield. Rob Moore goes underneath, down to a dozen on the clock. Gilbert looking again, once again, get to the slot. He's closed down, goal line extend for LeMay, goes underneath with Lamprey with 2. This is gonna be a shot clock violation. Good recovery defense by Providence. And Fairfield, after killing off that man up, shortened shot clock, so didn't have a whole lot of time to create any sort of action within their system. As Donahue will go all the way down the field, beautiful clear, and he finds Horgan in the corner. That's one way to beat the 10-man ride. And Fairfield have brought over with Coach Andrew Baxter now in his 6th season with Fairfield, bringing that from Yale that won them a national championship. Now things settle with Tyler Flynn, who wears 10. And Providence playing their 2nd game in a week, 3rd game really in the last 9 days. They lost to Brown by 1 goal. The battle for Providence City bragging rights, 7-6, a team that Fairfield handled comfortably as Hirsch comes up with a save. And it's going to be a hold. No, that's going to be a hold on Fairfield, saying that Hunter Bisbee was impeded right on top of the crease. We'll take a look at this here. Bisbee gets the shot off. A hold might be an interesting one for me. Definitely a push from behind after the shot was released, but it will stay with Providence. Hirsch, though, coming up with a couple of, or 1 save here to get his afternoon going. A wild take from Joseph. Richie, the junior from Longmeadow, Massachusetts, one of a number of talented scorers on this offense, who's nearing the 100 career point mark, currently at 96. Jack Horgan, who's also gotten to the century mark. That happened recently. 85 career goals, and he got his 100th career point against Brown in that 7-6 loss. But yeah, Fairfield took it to the Bears as a pass in front was deflected. Let's see what the official says. That ball is actually kept on really well. But Fairfield will come away with it as Flynn was diving into the Fairfield bench. But Fairfield now looking to run in transition. That pass a little too tall for Joe Constantino. But Fairfield will settle in. Yeah, Fairfield really took it to Brown in that 2nd game of the season back on February the 15th, winning 11-5, and that game was pretty much done and dusted midway through the 3rd quarter. That was a real statement performance from Fairfield, off to their best start in over a decade. Still have another few wins to match that 2012 squad that won their first 7. As that one is ripped in top corner, Will Consoli, welcome back to the squad. He gets his 3rd of the season. Yeah, Consoli, who's missed the last couple of games after getting hurt against Brown, but picking up right where he left off and ripping that one over the shoulder of Donahue, the former CAA Rookie of the Year and multiple-time All-CAA first-team honors and second-team honors. Beautiful finish. Yeah, it's never easy when you see yourself picking up a little bit of an injury and then your squad continues to roll. You want to get back into that starting lineup. That's what I mean when I say welcome back to the team. He's obviously on the team, but he wants to be in that starting lineup, the playing squad. He announces his arrival right there. Rory Thompson loses it. Good check by Quinn McConaughey. Fairfield now will have to start the clear as they go home to Hirsch. Down to 3 on the clear. Fairfield got to get it across. They do get it across, but that pass too tall for Gilbert. Providence will reset from their own end. 7 minutes gone. Fairfield leads 2-0 with goals from Consoli and Gilbert. Good job by Rhett Chambers, a sophomore from Larchmont, New York, to get it across. Now Providence will settle in. Leo Sequenzia, local product from Westport, Connecticut. Played at Staples High School, won a state championship there. Jack Horgan, senior from Maryland, on 16 points. He'll go behind the cage. And it's always going to be IDing where 15 in black and white is. That's Ryan Bell. Currently, Julian Radosic has that defensive assignment. Parker Kennedy will reverse it. Now comes back to the apex of the offense. Joseph driving, shoots, saved by Hirsch. Ground ball kept alive by Bell. Fairfield claiming that there is a foul on Providence, but got to keep going till the whistle. Providence will get a second look. Bell gets separation, saved by Hirsch. Oh, he's seen the ball well to start this one, Owen Hirsch. The guy that is that energy and that glue guy in the locker room. A little bit of a tough one against Sacred Heart in that crazy double overtime game. But he picked it right back up against Manhattan with a dozen saves, but Fairfield once again turned it over in the clear. Now a chance here for Providence to run out. And that one goes in. Jack Horgan with his first of the day. And that is going to be something that will make Coach Baxter not all that happy, turning it over back-to-back clears. And you have to be ruthless. When you force turnovers, you got to capitalize. And Horgan goes top shelf. That's now 86 career goals for Horgan. Part of this first line attack for head coach Bobby Benson that will pick corners for days. Averaging just shy of 13 goals per contest. They averaged about a dozen last year. And where they're going to hurt you, especially with that man-up unit, scoring 18 man-up goals last year. Almost at that halfway mark. We're in game 6 of this 2025 season.
Providence goals for the 18, Jack Horgan.
McConaughey and Davis once again locked up at X. It's going to be Quinn McConaughey will come away with it. And that one deflected out of bounds. Good pressing there by Austin McClintock. As the referee says, hold, now we play. There's a team Providence at 58% from the dot. That shot snapped up by Donahue. Taken rather quickly by Gilbert, and now Providence look to push tempo. This is Luke Fliss, who wears number 80, trying to go in transition. Fairfield do like to go a bit up tempo. Providence happy to match them with that pace. It got really quick in that second quarter against Merrimack earlier this week. And Providence really started to unload and tire out that Warriors defense, outscoring Merrimack 10-3 in that first half and then putting away 6 more in the third to leave no doubt. Bell, Horgan, and Joseph combined for 15 points. Good read by Radosic. He's able to twist away from traffic. Julian Radosic trying to push tempo. It's a good pass to find Andrew Caston. It's numbers here for Fairfield. A good recovery by Chris Jaskowitz, the freshman from Florida. Eyeing up Caston, and now Fairfield just settle it down. Quickly in transition, though, that pass handcuffing in the middle. I believe that was Carson Dill that couldn't get the collection. And now Providence looking to run. That was a good look. Yeah, it was 29. Carson Dill, sophomore from Baldwinsville, New York. Just not able to cleanly pick that. That's a few too many turnovers now for Fairfield. 4 of them, in fact, in this first quarter. A team that really only averages around 15 per game. Swung once again to Joseph. Preseason All Big East and a second teamer last year with 53 points. Bell now behind the cage. This is where he goes to work. Bell waiting just for someone to peel off. Horgan, oh, he got that dodge, but instead goes wide to Joseph, down to 20 on the shot clock. Back to Bell. Goal line extend, reverses Bell in the middle. Shot gets saved. Hirsch, unbelievable stop. It was a great pass to Richie Joseph, but couldn't put it away. But again, Fairfield not able to snap up the ground ball. Boy, you bet that Coach Baxter's waiting to get to the break in between the quarters just to calm his team down. That's too many times. And again, if you're Providence, you've got to jump on these second and third chances. Back to Hirsch. That's an unbelievable save, though, as Bell had the passing lane, and he stops another one. Right on the doorstep was Rhett Chambers. And Hirsch, you could see him shaking that left paw, and I got that one tied up as he forced it wide with the post. Yeah, they're going to credit him with the save. Thought that was pretty clean as day from up here. The Hirsch now with 5 stops here in the first quarter. Bell was rolling the crease, but instead goes to Chambers, and now Horgan bouncing out to the alley. Good close down by Radosic. Pass is a good one behind the back, is wild from Bell. Good look, though, after Parker Kennedy found the open target. Owen Hirsch is standing on his head and really keeping Fairfield out in front here after the Stags got the 2 early goals and then turned the ball over for pretty much every time that they've had possession. Bell dodging, zips it back, shot, saved by Hirsch. But another opportunity for Providence. This is the 4th really in the sequence. Joseph now in a good shooting area, another save by Hirsch. That Fairfield bench getting fired up, and the timeout's going to be taken by the Stags, but Owen Hirsch is having himself a quarter. Give him now 7 saves. We'll step aside as well with 2:21 left in the quarter. Be back in a moment as you're watching the Stag Sports Network.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Well, what a start. Fairfield goalies Owen Hirsch is having 7 saves in this first quarter, and they're not pedestrian type saves either. Coming from all different angles, quick ball movement, going into the corners. If you're head coach Bobby Benson for Providence, you're happy with the shot selection. But it is that brick wall from Pennsylvania, Owen Hirsch, that has stood the test of time thus far. A smart timeout taken by Fairfield because they just flat out needed a breather after what a start it has been. And a reason for it is Fairfield, once they've gotten ground balls, they've just turned them right back over. 4 of them. But you're looking at this possession alone. Providence, this is now their 5th look. And it came after a Hirsch save and then a turnover by Radosic, I believe it was, over by the Fairfield bench. Providence, they can pride themselves on good work, being resilient after each shot gets saved. But now it's all about here finishing off what they've started. Full 60-second shot clock still for the Friars. They're currently out shooting Fairfield 10-5. Kennedy goes underneath. Now to Joseph. He's been stymied a couple of times. Chambers able to recover. That pass deflected. Great work by Eli Adams. Now can Eli just find a simple pass here to allow Fairfield to reset? He does. And this is where the big stop sign should come up. Matt Rice wanted to keep the tempo going. And eventually cooler heads prevail, and it goes underneath with Keegan Lynch. Yeah, if you're Fairfield in this possession here, great work by Adams to deflect that pass and snap it up. But you need to take at least a good 40 to 50 seconds off just to give your defenders a breather. That's exactly what Fairfield are doing. Almost nearly 50 seconds of the 80 on the shot clock are gone. Reverse now to Consoli. Saved by Donahue. And that was something that Fairfield's head coach was not quite pleased about in terms of execution against Manhattan. He was really happy with the shot selection last Saturday against the Jaspers, saying that in film as a team they collectively go and grade every shot. And he said more often than not we were getting grade A's, but we just didn't finish. In that time, that was hip height for Donahue. No traffic in front, and now Providence can hold for the last. But as I said, for Fairfield, if nothing else, they did use 50 seconds on the shot clock just to slow things down. But Providence, with all this traffic going forward offensively, can they find the leveler before the end of the quarter? For those unfamiliar, no scoreboard down off to our right, so there's got to be a lot of communication and a lot of looking over the shoulder to see how much time there is if you're Providence, as we're under 13 seconds. Hirsch with another save and corrals it. And that completes an outstanding first quarter for the Fairfield goalie as the horn will sound, and that will do it for the first 15 minutes. Well, Fairfield usually rely on their offense to get them to this 4-0 start, but defense has played a big factor here on this Saturday. They lead 2-1 after one. Stay with us as you're watching the Stag Sports Network.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Illicit Brewing Company in Fairfield, Connecticut has everything you need for a night out. Dozens of house-brewed draft beers, guest taps, a full bar, live entertainment, dozens of TVs to catch the game, a speakeasy and game room, brew pub style food offerings, and more. This commercial isn't long enough to show you everything Illicit has to offer. So come see it for yourself. Illicit Brewing, 111 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield. IllicitBrewing.com.
We're sorry that we only serve crispy, crunchy, juicy chicken. We're sorry that we only use the best ingredients. We're sorry that other chicken sandwiches just don't do it anymore. We're sorry that it's so good.
The best chicken sandwich I've ever had.
Why is the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team proud to have Headlam as their official non-alcoholic beer sponsor? Because when you're bombing down a mountain at 100 miles per hour with only spandex and lip balm for protection, you definitely don't want to buzz. You want cold, crisp, great-tasting American beer without the booze. Because staying upright is kinda important, right? Headlam, brewed to be wild.
One quarter in the books here from Rafferty Stadium. Fairfield leading 2-1. You see now in the center of your picture, Andrew Baxter, just now to the left, the head coach for Fairfield. And speaking to him earlier, joking, hey, how's it feel to be the head coach of America's team? He said, it's a bit of a laugh. We've enjoyed this, though. And he said after that Manhattan game specifically last Saturday, why not take the time to value the work that we've put in? and they've enjoyed the headlines, including from USA Lacrosse Magazine and Inside Lacrosse, getting a lot of coverage, and we appreciate their support and also giving us a nice little shout here on the Stag Sports Network of our production of Fairfield men's lacrosse. But at the same time, he said, look, at the time of the year, we're really in the second quarter of the season. Preseason is quarter 1, non-conference quarter 2, league play quarter 3, and then the postseason where you want to be is the fourth quarter. It's all nice and all being 4-0 halfway through the second quarter, but you can't be satisfied at where you are right now. And absolutely, in the way that this Fairfield defense has locked it down against a very talented attacking unit from Providence, they've shown that they can get the job done at both sides of the ball. As Providence now zipping it around. They had 11 shots to Fairfield 6 in the first quarter. But Owen Hirsch with an 8-save quarter to keep Fairfield out in front. This is 12 that it's Ben Dale. Now tight angle chance, forced wide, and Fairfield will come away with it. That was Horrigan with the effort. And something that Coach Baxter would have probably told his group is you've got to be safe and secure with the ball in clearing, and then at the same time, you've got to cut down some of these grade A's that they're giving up. Because Providence have had a lot of good looks. As Devin Lamprin will hold. The highly touted prospect by way of the Hill Academy in Canada with 8 goals, scoring the winner last Saturday against Manhattan. And for the second time in a week, Fairfield went over to that snowbank that you see right behind the Stags bench, which took a little bit of a beating this week because, well, it's 55 degrees here, and we also had some rain, but being told that we're going to do everything that it takes to keep the bank alive as Lamprin will send it into the bank. No, we're not endorsing getting fake snow to put out there, but preserve it at all costs. Fairfield does have another home game next week before league play begins, and they'll hope that while the temperatures get warm, the bank will remain a main part of their celebration spot. As that one is in the back of the net. Will Consoli once again. I think it handcuffed Donahue a little bit. It'd be fascinating to see this on replay because he didn't react all that quickly. There was a little bit of a screener in front. Yeah, there you go. I was curious why Donahue didn't move to that ball all that quickly, as Consoli now has got 2 goals on the day. And also for a second, the way that he was looking at the ball, thought that it might have hit the side of the net, not just inside the corner, but Fairfield will take it all the same. Jake Gilbert picks up the assist, so he, along with Consoli, have 2 points. Quinn McConaughey once again winning the faceoff. He is having a great start to his afternoon against Daniel Davis. McConaughey, who's at 63% coming into today's action. Last year at 47%. Did a lot of work in the offseason. Get himself to where he is now. Fairfield missing Dylan Smith for this one. Stags could go as deep as Mark Durling today, a junior and a junior college transfer from Harford Community College. Also, Jonathan Lewis could be taking some face-offs for Fairfield as well, just to try and mix up the looks. Parker Kennedy, good angle, and he scores. And maybe perhaps now Providence has solved the wall that is Owen Hirsch. Kennedy gets his 6th goal of the season. It's back to a 1-goal game. And still, it was a tough chance. He had to get his way around Shane Elliott. But Kennedy able to slip that one down around Hirsch. Parker from British Columbia. And 3 goals against Bryant in a 15-12 win in Game 2 for Providence back on February the 8th. A slight pause because one of the referees asking Fairfield to clear the coach's box. Too many players over there. Jonathan Lewis now to take the faceoff for the Stags against McConaughey. Referee will step in. It'll be Providence possession. A referee coup, by the way, of Tom Holand, Robert Ritchie, and Gavin Chamberlain. It's Providence from the X, 4 of 7. Bell being hustled and hurried by Radosic. That is a really fascinating matchup. And Providence are going to take a timeout. We will step aside with them here, the first timeout taken of the second quarter, as the Friars a chance to tie things up here. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Providence on the direction of third season head coach Bobby Benson, trying to level things here at 3. Benson looking for win number 16 with the program, the former 3-time All-American at Johns Hopkins. He spent a long time with his alma mater as an assistant coach, helping them get to a couple of deep runs in the NCAA tournament. And Providence have shown incremental growth under him in the first 2 seasons of his tenure, getting to the semifinals of the Big East tournament both seasons. And of course, such a tough league to crack in terms of breaking through to that top spot when you have Denver and Georgetown both in the top 20 in the country in all polls. Georgetown ranking 10th in the USILA and Inside Lacrosse Media poll. Denver 17th and 15th. As this pass is switched to the opposite alley. Hirsch with another save, denying Horgan. Ground ball is going to be to Providence. Winning that ground ball battle right now are the Friars as well. Those little 50-50 hustle plays. But Hirsch now into double figures in saves. Seeing a lot of traffic here in the game's first 19 minutes. Comes back to Hunter Bisbee. Gets the edge on Rice. Fairfield coming into today, of course, speaking of rankings, 18th in the Inside Lacrosse poll. That pass is a good one in the middle, and Hirsch once again raiding Horgan, but he's out of his crease. Got to get back. Actually, no, there's no acknowledgement of a save, so at least just cutting off the angle. Down to 22 on the shot clock. Flynn in the alley, waiting for anything to develop. Gets a switch and draws Joe Constantino. Versus back to Bisbee. Now to 7. Bisbee near alley. Tyler Flynn with 3. Shoots that one wide, and it'll be over to Fairfield. He'll continue to fire himself up and anyone around him. Owen Hirsch, who earned the starting spot for Fairfield over the course of the season last year, splitting time with Will Snyder. Hirsch right now with the save percentage at 56 entering today. Fairfield have not had a lot of time of possession, but when they've had the ball, they've put them away. 7 shots on target, 3 have gone past Dan Donahue. But Fairfield need to start leveling that time of possession back towards anything close. That's not an official stat, of course, but Providence, of the 20 minutes that we've played, they've probably had the ball for at least 13 of those minutes. Devin Lamprin, that's comfortable for Donahue, though a rebound is scooped up by Dean Metzger. And a flag comes out. This is going to be a delayed penalty assessed on Fairfield. And Providence will be more than happy to continue to eat the clock. This does go back. Providence might just be better off allowing Fairfield to touch up. And they do just that, though. Fairfield may be claiming for a push on Sequenzia. But it's going to be man up for the Friars. Their second of the afternoon. They had a 1 minute man up earlier. Came to naught. I think it's going to be a 1 minute, judging by the reaction from the official across the way. And it's going to be Jake Gilbert who will serve it. So Providence man up, plenty of players to choose from. Chambers has a man up goal. Joseph's got one. Ryan Bell, actually, ironically enough, doesn't have a man up goal, but Jack Horrigan with 3 after last season having just 1. We're still waiting on the time to be posted. And it's going to be a 1 minute penalty on Jake Gilbert. It's a slashing officially called. Goes to the alley. That one goes wide. It ends up hitting a Providence player on the way through. This should be Fairfield ball. It is. Nate Livingston had the beat on it. A horrible break as that shot, I believe, hit Stone Evans. It would have been comfortably out of bounds, and Providence would have had the backup, but instead it kicked dead left as Matt Rice clears, and Fairfield will have to see off another 30 seconds of the Gilbert 1 minute penalty. They'll have about 35 seconds of even strength once Gilbert comes back onto the field. But this Fairfield man-down defense that is operating now well over 70% on the early season. And we are a little bit past now that small sample size of just playing a couple of games. Yes, we are in day 1 of March, but still, when you're starting to get above counting on one hand the amount of games that you've played, that's when you know that you've got something cooking. And now we're at even strength. Last couple of possessions where Fairfield have gotten shots off, it's been very much settling for efforts. I'm going to try to generate some more grade A looks. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Comes to Luka Kupski. Dodges to his left. Passes in the middle. Consoli! Oh, that was pretty! Again, a welcome back to the lineup for Will Consoli. That wraps up his hat trick, and that was the pick of the bunch. Spinning off grain as Akupski lost his short stick and just turning around, looking like a Tasmanian devil as he rips that one past Donahue. The man that had a big day against Providence last year with 2 goals and 3 assists. Just turning around and again, going pretty much off the grain there and just whipping that one right past the Providence goalie. Restoring a 2-goal lead and bringing this pretty large crowd on this Saturday afternoon. It helps, of course, when it's weather above 50 degrees. To their feet. For those I probably couldn't tell, still trying to get over a little bit of the sub-25 degree weather that we've had for the last couple of Fairfield lacrosse home games. Well, that's New England for you, and we'll just happily take the warm weather. Still being jousted for off the face-off. Shane Elliott has a beat on it and now brings it in. And Elliott dodges well. And it's unsettled. Fairfield had numbers. Gets out to the alley. Saved by Donahue. Second chance for Gilbert, not to be. As Davis found that pass, and Davis going to get it back. Now just find a safe hand. He goes with Elliott. Good work by the Fairfield attackers and face-off man to keep that possession alive. When this game has gotten frenetic, it has gotten absolutely chaotic. We already had a combined 27 shots, and we've just gone past the halfway mark of this second quarter. Consoli dodging, goes with Gilbert. Now John Akupski, nice dodge into the middle, creates separation. Consoli had to hesitate for a second, couldn't cleanly get that pass. Fairfield will maintain with still 39 seconds left in the shot clock. They did get the reset, of course, after the quick effort from Gilbert. Luka Kupski. Cycle to Consoli. Dodging against Leo Sequenzia, and a flag comes out. Fairfield with a delayed man up coming to them. Keegan Lynch. Extra pass. And it goes in. Finding that extra pass, selfless lacrosse for Fairfield. Jake Gilbert, his second of the day. You can see the broken stick, but Fairfield continuing to battle. And Gilbert puts that away. Now up to 7 goals on the season and double-digit points after the now junior from Foxborough, Mass. Had 39 points last year. He was a CAA all-preseason honorable mention and probably a little unlucky not to have gotten some postseason accolades in years past. And he'll happily extend his team's lead to 3. Well, they actually do put that time on the board, so it's still a man up for Fairfield on Leo Sequenzia. Big face-off here for both of these teams as McConaughey had a beat on it. Caston was there. That looked to have been a push on Andrew Caston, no call. Fairfield will reset from the back, so yeah, a cross-check that goes all the way through. Fairfield get the clear, and now they'll go man up. Well, it's listed as Ryan Bell down on my stats, but it's Sequenzia that's serving it. Fairfield, their first man up of the day. They're 2 of 5 on the season. And so often they've actually had delayed penalties going to them. Then they score on it. This being a minute-long penalty. The Stags will keep it on the 6-on-5. Down to 10 seconds, though, on it. So Fairfield have to move here. It looks like they're also just happy to cycle it around and keep the possession. Comes to Lynch. Low to high, pass knocked down, reset by Kupski, goes wide. We're at even strength. Donahue now up to 6 saves. There's a stoppage as an official down by the scores table. Not quite sure what the reason for the whistle is. It looks like we're all set. Keegan Lynch will reset, but it's rather late in the shot clock. Consoli will reverse it. Now to Luka Kupski. Set up the last tally for Fairfield. Lynch behind the cage, good pass to Kupski, and he scores! Once again, great ball movement from Fairfield. Luke Kupski hitting the back of the cage. Stags are up by 4. Just patience personified by both Lynch and Kupski. Gave a lot of work for Luke. That pass was down around the shins, but he was able to pick it up and pick a corner. And Luka Kupski, who had a great day against Sacred Heart last week with 4 goals and 1 assist. And now more whistles downstairs. Oh, and it's going to be a subbing violation, I believe, on Providence, as there's a long conversation with the head coach of Providence and the referee. Bobby Benson having a long chat. This has been going on for the last 30, 40 seconds or so. And now an assistant coach is starting to get involved. A little bit of a misery compiler for the Friars, it has to be said, after getting so many. I mean, now he wants to call timeout. But after having so many great chances in the first quarter, being denied time after time again by Owen Hirsch. And now the referees are going to whistle timeout to the Friars. will keep it here during the stoppages. Our crew of Tom Holand, Robert Ritchie, and Gavin Chamberlain have to figure this all out.
21, Keegan Lynch. Time of the goal is 4:54 of the second quarter. Timeout.
Okay, so I'm being told it's a conduct foul on Providence. There's no man up that comes of it, but Fairfield now have gotten into a make-it-take-it mode, and they have a chance to advance it to what could be potentially a 5-goal lead inside of 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. Not the only Fairfield lacrosse action on this Saturday afternoon is Fairfield women's lacrosse down in the city of brotherly love to take on Drexel in a matchup of two teams that made it to the NCAA tournament via at-large berths from a season ago. Quick check of the score there. And of course, big one tonight over at Mahoney Arena. Fairfield women's basketball, a chance at minimum to secure a share of the MAC regular season title for the second straight year and third of the last 4. They take on Sacred Heart at 7 p.m. You can join myself and Kate Abramovich over there starting live from 7 on ESPN+. It's 6-4 to Drexel with 2:35 left. That's a good showing from Fairfield because Drexel coming off a win against Penn State earlier this week. Stags getting 2 goals from Grace Slater and a goal from Amanda Kozak and Kelly Haggerty, with Kira Fury making 4 saves. The huddles will break in. Drexel's Bridget Finley has 4 goals for the hosts. We'll keep an eye on how that's going, and after halftime we'll check in on some of these scores from around the country on this Saturday, including specifically teams in the CAA, and we'll look at the Big East as well. So again, after the conduct foul on Providence, it's Fairfield ball, no man-up situation. And again, after Fairfield, we're basically relying on their defense for the first 20 minutes of this game. Now a chance that they've gotten to get a little breather. Jason LeMay got separation. Didn't want to trigger it all that quickly. Now Lamprin rolling, draws a pair. Akupski with separation goes wide. Good look from John Akupski, the younger of the 2 brothers, both by way of Princeton, New Jersey. Wasn't able to keep that on frame. Akupski was again asking for that cross alley pass. Never got to him. Instead, Luke Fisher, the grad transfer from Denison, Division III level. That pass from LeMay got deflected. It was intended for Fisher. Ball over the top that Fairfield should be able to take with Livingston. And he can't go home quickly enough. It's intercepted. Now a chance here to run out. Ian Olenek got it to the far alley, but Fairfield had enough numbers behind the ball. There were multiple resets of the shot clock. There's still full possession here for Providence. It's not a must-get possession for them to get a goal, but you feel like they need to generate a lot of good, sustained offense. Trying to take some momentum heading into the locker room because they can really do a lot of damage to the mentality by getting good look after good look, but facing a really hot goalie. Still half of the shot clock to go here for the Friars. Is Kennedy dodging. Substitutions patterns finishing up. Down to 25. Kennedy looking for space. They had a short stick on him in Matt Rice, but not giving an inch. Now switches off. Ryan Bell had a shorty on him. This is where he could go to work. Down with 10 seconds. Bell surveying, dodging, pass in the middle, turnaround effort. It does not go in. Providence bench claiming that ball crossed the line, but Hirsch took his time, found it, and now Fairfield on the run. Pass near side. Oh, a save by Donahue. Rebound, Lampert scores. Dan Donahue did everything right, but Devin Lamprin jumping on that one, and the Stags up their lead even more. And still, the entire Providence bench asking, did that ball cross the line? But Hirsch, and it's a crazy feeling as a goalie. You don't want to turn around all of a sudden, your legs are flailing and you knock it in. There's the finish from Lamprin. But yeah, he was able to secure himself, find the ball and trap it. Still a conversation across the way to see if that ball went in. But the call on the field is no goal, and Fairfield turn a post and out to a goal. Clean win by Daniel Davis. Devin Lamprin, that's his first goal today. As we're just around the 2-minute mark to go in this second quarter. I also believe that Providence are out of timeouts. Fairfield still has one to use. As now Luka Kupski will slow it down as all of a sudden all the noise has been taken out here at Rafferty Stadium. It's gotten rather quiet. This crowd here focused on this Fairfield attack, knowing that getting even up to a 6-goal lead could be so crucial heading into halftime. As Consoli rips, good save by Donahue. It'll be Fairfield possession. The shot clock resets to 60 as well. Donahue now up to 8 saves. Fairfield again continually cycling, trying to pull this Providence defense out of shape. Good double team though. And Fairfield, since they had one to use, elect to use a timeout right there. Very smart timeout by Coach Baxter and his staff, recognizing that the play might have been blown up, so you reset things and you go again. And while Fairfield will be certainly pleased by the 7 goals that they've gotten, have to be delighted with their work defensively over the course of this first 29 minutes, knowing that how good Ryan Bell is at picking apart any defense that he faces. He's a guy that will just drift all over the field. Fairfield had a game plan for him, potentially a couple of different matchups. We've seen Radosic on him, Rice on him, even Adams on him. Bell, 0 points for a player that has 22 assists, 26 points on the year. And 22 assists, if you turn that into points, that's a good season for some players. But Fairfield have done the job up to this point of keeping that Providence offense quiet. They would love now for a goal right before the end of the half. And this wraps up a 3-game homestand for the Stags. They will play a 2-game week next week. They'll travel down to Queens to take on St. John's. This is a little bit of a mini run through the Big East for Fairfield. Then they'll host UMass Lowell before getting league play started. That game against Lowell will be at noon on Saturday. Then they'll make the trip down to Virginia to take on Hampton, the first league game of the year. Bright and early, 11 a.m. start on March 15th. Fairfield, who are currently the first team out in the latest USILA poll, trying to make a statement here to be a team that cracks that poll. They haven't been in that national poll since 2017, being in the preseason poll. They're ranked 18th in Inside Lacrosse and 20th in USA Lacrosse. And after having a good start to this game last year, Fairfield at one point were leading 12-6 midway through the third. Trying to get close to doing that here today. But another save by Donahue. Off the timeout, Luka Kupski denied. Now Providence, who I believe again are out of timeouts. Hopefully they would have used that opportunity to diagram something here. They can hold for the last, try to take some confidence into the locker room. As Providence still in the mix of getting some of their players off the field in their substitution patterns. Not a violation. Yeah, there was a lot of talking there, and Providence didn't have the right personnel on. So Fairfield now with the last look here. They do not need to rush. 20 seconds left. No timeouts either. Now Rice gets it back. Now Akupski down to 15. Akupski waiting, now to 10. Hearing the call out from his bench. Akupski dodging, waiting, goes to Gilbert with 3. Gilbert couldn't take it cleanly, fires it towards goal, and that will do it for the first half. But Fairfield getting the work in the first quarter from Owen Hirsch. Then the Stags getting goals in the second. They lead by 5 heading into the interval. We'll step aside, be back in 10 minutes for the start of the third quarter as you're watching Fairfield Men's Lacrosse on the Stags Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems. We're the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, foundation structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. You know, since 1987, over 101,000 Connecticut homeowners have trusted us to fix their basements, foundations, and crawl spaces. Call Connecticut Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
In an unpredictable world where every moment matters, imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing your loved ones, lifestyle, and business are all protected. At Meridian Risk Management, we offer tailored solutions, whether for personal, commercial, or benefits insurance. We are here to safeguard what you value most, so you can embrace every adventure ahead. Meridian Risk Management, because your legacy deserves protection.
Your greatest critic is right here. Now that is poetry. That's Fandom Youth. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA D1, D2, and D3 men's and D1 women's lacrosse championships, May 23rd through the 26th in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Illicit Brewing Company in Fairfield, Connecticut has everything you need for a night out. Dozens of house-brewed draft beers, guest taps, a full bar, live entertainment, dozens of TVs to catch the game, a speakeasy and game room, brew pub style food offerings, and more. This commercial isn't long enough to show you everything Illicit has to offer. So come see it for yourself. Illicit Brewing, 111 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield. IllicitBrewing.com.
And move your right foot. There you go.
This young girl's breakthrough, just being a kid, was made possible by another breakthrough. The discovery of a game-changing drug that's delaying the onset of type 1 diabetes for years to come. That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine delivered through Yale New Haven Health. Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Did you know that a cracked, bowed, or settling foundation only gets worse over time? A small foundation issue can turn into a big nightmare that affects your home safety, decreases resale value, and can compromise the structural integrity of your home. We'll repair and stabilize your foundation and put it back on solid ground permanently. Call Connecticut Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
So class, in lieu of a pop quiz, we will instead have a pop tailgate. The NCAA Men's and Women's Lacrosse Championships, May in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems. We're the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, foundation structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. You know, since 1987, over 101,000 Connecticut homeowners have trusted us to fix their basements, foundations, and crawl spaces. Call Connecticut Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
In an unpredictable world where every moment matters, imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing your loved ones, lifestyle, and business are all protected. At Meridian Risk Management, we offer tailored solutions, whether for personal, commercial, or benefits insurance. We are here to safeguard what you value most, so you can embrace every adventure ahead. Meridian Risk Management, because your legacy deserves protection.
Your greatest critic is right here. Now that is poetry. That's Fandom U. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA D1, D2, and D3 men's and D1 women's lacrosse championships, May 23rd through the 26th in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Illicit Brewing Company in Fairfield, Connecticut has everything you need for a night out. Dozens of house-brewed draft beers, guest taps, a full bar, live entertainment, dozens of TVs to catch the game, a speakeasy and game room, brew pub style food offerings, and more. This commercial isn't long enough to show you everything Illicit has to offer. So come see it for yourself. Illicit Brewing, 111 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield. IllicitBrewing.com.
Move your right foot. There you go.
This young girl's breakthrough, just being a kid, was made possible by another breakthrough. The discovery of a game-changing drug that's delaying the onset of type 1 diabetes for years to come. That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine delivered through Yale New Haven Health. Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems, the all things basementy company. Did you know that a cracked, bowed, or settling foundation only gets worse over time? A small foundation issue can turn into a big nightmare that affects your home safety, decreases resale value, and can compromise the structural integrity of your home. We'll repair and stabilize your foundation and put it back on solid ground permanently. Call Connecticut Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
So class, in lieu of a pop quiz, we will instead have a pop tailgate. The NCAA Men's and Women's Lacrosse Championships, May in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems. We're the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, foundation structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. You know, since 1987, over 101,000 Connecticut homeowners have trusted us to fix their basements, foundations, and crawl spaces. Call Connecticut Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
In an unpredictable
Connecticut just a few moments away from starting the third quarter of action between Fairfield and Providence as the Stags lead the Friars 7-2. JJ Duke here with you. Let's take a look back now at the highlights from the first half. Start with Providence getting goals from Jack Horrigan and Parker Kennedy as the Friars put up 17 shots in that first quarter. And outstanding goalie Dan Donahue proven to be a big impact just to keep the game at a 5-goal difference, coming up with 9 saves in that first half. The former All-American at Union College doing the job to keep his team in it. But Fairfield, they got the offense cooking, especially in that second quarter, to the tune of 5 goals, as Will Consoli with a hat trick and an assist. Jake Gilbert with 2 goals and an assist, a goal and 2 assists for Luke Akupski, and a goal as well for Devin Lamprin. But the Stags, though, while the offense got going in the second, they were reliant on the brick wall in the back, and that was their outstanding Owen Hirsch in goal. Hirsch in that first half coming up with 12 saves, 8 of them in the first quarter, including having a sequence of coming up at 4 saves in the same set. And he kept his team in it and getting his boys fired up here for the second half as well. Fairfield currently 18th in the country in the latest Inside Lacrosse Media poll. The first team out in the USILA poll, trying to change that here today as the Stags win the faceoff to begin this third quarter as Rory Thompson had it and gets upended, and now Providence will sprint forward. When it was chaotic, it was absolutely frenetic when these two teams got out of set. And that one goes in. Ryan Bell, after having a pointless first half, picks up his first goal and point of the afternoon. Great ball movement when it was unsettled, and Bell able to rip that past Hirsch. And you bet that the ears of the Providence players still stinging from the words coming from their coaching staff, knowing that they did a lot of things right, but they have to execute, trying to complete a 2-win week after knocking off Merrimack 18-7 earlier this week. And they know that even still with a 5-goal deficit that they inherited coming into the quarter last year when these two teams met, it was actually 6 goals that Fairfield were to the good in the middle of the third quarter, and then Providence got it to 12-10 in the fourth. The teams traded goals to finish that game off as Daniel Davis comes away with the faceoff, goes to goal and scores! Face off and go straight and find a way to impact this ball game. Daniel Davis' second goal of the season. Nice little twist away from a double team and then realize that the passing angles are taken away, so go and put it home. Davis will come off, getting a lot of high fives and hugs from his teammates as Jonathan Lewis now will take the faceoff for Fairfield. And despite a little bit of a rocky start, The Stags have gotten into a good rhythm at the dot, though this is going to be a violation on Lewis. As Quinn McConaughey is 5 of 12 in this game, a player that has a face-off percentage north of 60% coming in. Teams trade tallies. And Providence now trying to respond. Bell off the hop, gets around. Oh, I was about to say, gets around a pick. But that pick ended up taking out 2 Fairfield players, so the Stags will get back in possession here. Turnover number 8 from the Friars. This rather large crowd back to its feet for a moment. Now seeing this Fairfield offense settle in. Their season best 13 goals a week and a half ago in that double overtime victory against Sacred Heart. But Fairfield, with the violation, we go back the other way. And quickly Providence into the attack, not waiting around all that much. Well, when I spoke about how at times this game got really frenetic when it was unsettled, but we also saw some real sloppy play. Good collection on that pass. Horgan had to climb the ladder. Excuse me, no, that was Bell who climbed the ladder. Sometimes you just, if you need to take a breath and slow it down, you have to do so. Joseph lost Livingston. Another player that we've hardly really called his name, Richie Joseph, does have 4 shots, but no points. Chambers. He has Livingston pinned inside the crease. Providence clogging up the slot. That pass going all the way through with, 10 players right on top of the goalie. It looked like a Friday afternoon on I-95. Unsettled. Fairfield trying to double team Bell. He gets a pass off, and it's knocked away. That was Matt Rice laying the initial hit, as Bell did exactly what he usually does. He drew the double, found the open man as Austin McClintock will take the shot, but it goes over the bar. Bell is just so good at being patient and allow play to develop even when situations get hairy. But Fairfield's defense has just been able to clamp it down when they need to. Devin Lamprin dodges, gets separation, and that one, did it hit the back of the net? It did. It's a goal. Donahue thought that he took that one away, as we'll take a look at it right now. It definitely crossed the line. There it is, yeah. The ball just trickled the twine. It trickled onto the twine, and then Donahue got a stick to it and batted it back out. Well, that goal has lived an interesting life off to our left. Right at the end of the first half, Providence believed that they got a shot that bounced around and crossed the goal line. Referees waved it off, and that time emphatically the official said that it crossed the line and hit the net. They count all the same. As long as it goes over that goal line, it could rip the cage, or rip the back of the cage, or it could just trickle over. It's all goals. Now Fairfield lead by 6.
The goal is unassisted at the 11:47 mark.
So Lamprin now with the pair. He's in double-digit goals for the season. This is the largest lead that any team has had in this contest. KJ Delane now dodging, former Merrimack player in his first season with the Stags. Jason LeMay, a good closeout. That was by 22, Ian Olenek, junior from Toronto. Now he finds Gilbert and locks him down. Fairfield have had a lot of the ball here in the first few minutes of this third quarter. Gets reversed now to John Akupski, but he lost the handle of it. Akupski, though, able to recover. That pass now deflected, jump ball. And Dean Metzger takes it away. Looked like a very broken possession from a bit of a second line unit from the Stags. No Lamperin staying on. Good chase by the freshman attacker. And that ball stayed on as McClintock gets tied up. Now it's numbers here. Fairfield has a 4-on-2, but they're going to elect not to push as Carson Dill, who's making his season debut, picks up a ground ball. He had an opportunity, a grade A, but couldn't take the pass in a slot. And Fairfield now just settle once again. As we said again, this game has at times been super chaotic. But when you have settled offense, usually it's much more favorable. Akupski now goes underneath. It's Rob Moore. And he sneaks that one in. Well, Moore was the hero against Sacred Heart from the tight angle, able to bypass Donahue. The Stags lead 10-3. And how did this one get in? I mean, Moore's not going to mind one bit. Is there another screen in front? No, there was. Oh, yeah. Lamperin just dodging from behind the net. I think he took the eyes of Donahue. And that ball was able to find the bottom corner. You don't get assists for those, but you're certainly someone that impacted the play. Now a violation on McConaughey. And Fairfield now starting to roll. They were rolling in the back end of that second quarter, but they've picked it right up after giving up a goal very early in this third period. Jack Savarese in on this set, wears 24, gives off to Luke Fisher. Nice dodge to his left, comes to Savarese, but he couldn't take the pass. Great little play by Luke Fisher, had to be said to seal the defender. Savarese just couldn't find the collection. That ball still bouncing around. Radosic trying to bat it to himself, keeping it on. It's Michael Spaziano, I believe. It's knocked out of bounds. And we're going to have a conversation here. It's Providence possession. I believe that was Michael Spaziano, wears 47 for the Friars. That was in and amongst it. Able to save it for his team. Kennedy getting to a good scoring area. Shielded well by Shane Elliott. And that one goes in. Rhett Chambers just ripping it right past Hirsch. Chambers on his third shot of the day. It's Providence back to 6. Well, Hirsch looked like he got himself square to that one, almost trying to fight it off around the post. Well, Chambers, the sophomore from Larchmont, picking up his 7th goal this season. Only just 4 points away from tying his mark from his debut campaign. Already the highest scoring quarter that Providence have had today. After looking like initially Jack Cooper won the faceoff, Fairfield take it right back. Gilbert finds a trailing Matt Rice. But again, Lamperin just saying, no, let's not push. Use a bit of clock when you have a 6-goal lead. Still with plenty of time left to go in this one, no doubt. Value each possession. Fairfield out shooting Providence 24-19, despite the fact that Providence had a pretty hefty advantage in shots. 11-6 after 1, and it was nearly to 9 in that lead, but then Fairfield turned the tables in their favor. Not a great pass from Gilbert, but it's snapped up. Consoli really wanted that one, but it never came to him. Gilbert. Well, that pass takes a deflection, but it's going to stay on here. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Lamprin dodging, pass that was deflected, intended for Gilbert. Down to 7. Kupski has it. He can find Consoli, but that pass will go wide of him, and it's a shot clock violation. Good sequence for the visitors. Now can they turn it into a goal? Again, in this game, there's really no need to panic, even with the 6-goal deficit if you're Providence. Keep chipping away. As long as you can find it to within 4 goals with about 5 minutes to go, and you're in it. This is Jay Wilkerson in possession, the freshman from Baltimore. All MIAA honors at the Gilman School, 152 career points. He'll stay on. Tyler Flynn, no, excuse me, that's Horrigan behind the cage. Sam Brazel now goes underneath to Richie Joseph. Good recovery, though, by Nate Livingston. Or, excuse me, that's Eli Adams, my apologies. And again, the reset for Providence, down to 10 on the shot clock. They've got to go. Ben Dale looking for an option. Dale below goal line with 3. Dale gets into the alley with 1. Saved by Hirsch. That was a really awkward shot there. And an even worse bounce for the goalie, but Hirsch able to square it up. 13 saves for him now. Ties his season high. That came against Brown. Hirsch's career best, 15 against Delaware. That was last season. That was in the regular season matchup against Delaware. They had 10 saves in the semifinal. The Delaware came back to force to overtime. Fairfield's first CAA tournament appearance since the 2016 season last year, trying to go a step further, really establishing themselves as a premier player in that conference. Already being dubbed as America's new favorite lacrosse team by USA Lacrosse magazine. That pass, a little bit too tall, but it's going to work out for Lamprin, and he scores! Devin Lamprin wrapping up his hat trick, and it just looks so easy for him. Almost gliding to that spot on the field. Not an easy pass for Gilbert to recover. And yeah, just a little flick of the wrist into the back of the net. Excuse me, that was Keegan Lynch with the assist. And Fairfield back to a 7-goal lead. Co-largest of the afternoon.
Fairfield Stag's goal, his second of the day.
This is very much, it's looking the same pattern to when Fairfield played the other squad from Providence, that being Brown in game number 2 of the season. The defense was locked in, the offense was clicking. As we have a stalemate. McConaughey and Davis standing off. This has now gone past 10 seconds. Referees saying for it to move. This could be a momentum switch for both of these teams, whoever comes away with this face-off, and a violation on McConaughey. What a job by Daniel Davis, and the entire bench going over to mob him. You could just see it on the right side of your picture. That stalemate took the better part of 20 seconds before a whistle came. And it leads to a goal. Jake Gilbert going low to mid on the release. Fairfield lead 12-4. But you got to give a lot of that to Daniel Davis for winning that absolute scrap at the X. And Providence, well, that's going to be one that the coaches are going to look back and circle and say, not acceptable. No one switched on to the shooter. You just had 6 players standing around, and you can't leave a player of the caliber of Jake Gilbert that much space. Unfortunately, on a day, and it's a lot easier to say up here, but downstairs, the mentality, you have to keep finding a way to fight, keep finding a way to go. As I said, in this sport, you can be down and all of a sudden you have a momentum switch, get it to a 4-goal game with 5 to go. There's a violation on Fairfield. That was Mark Durling taking the face-off, giving Davis a much-needed breather. But you have to stay locked in for 60 minutes because this game can change so quickly. Gilbert with that goal, that also completes his hat trick. So you've got Consoli, Gilbert, and Lamprin combining for 9 of the team's 12 goals. And you add an assist for each. They basically have had their hand on everything today for Fairfield. There's now Rory Thompson locking up Parker Kennedy. Joseph, his shot gets altered. Everyone fighting for that ground ball. And it's Fairfield who come away with it. All the bounces right now are going to the Stags, as nearly every player on that side of the field were hunting that ground ball. Tight angle chance from Gilbert, fought off. A great job keeping that on. Can't quite see the number, that's 5. Rhett Chambers going all the way back to keep that play on. And now he's gonna gallop forward. That was insane, by the way. I think all 12 players that were on that side of the field were trying to hunt down that ground ball, including, actually 13 players if you add the goalie. The turnover leads now to Fairfield again, unsettled. That pass behind Matt Rice, that's a heck of a job to keep that on. An even better pass. Still could be on here for Fairfield, and it goes in! Keegan Lynch with the finish, but a lot of that goes to Matt Rice, somehow corralling that pass that was way behind him. He'll get the assist, and Fairfield lead by 9. Austin McClintock gave Matt Rice absolutely nothing to work with on that pass, as you would have not blamed Rice if he was not able to come away with that. But he did. He gets his first helper of the season. Keegan Lynch with the goal. That's his first. Now 6 different Fairfield players with a goal. Check that, 7 different players with a goal, adding Daniel Davis with 1. After that 20-second long lockup with Quinn McConaughey, he's back in. Nice work by the pole. That's Michael Spaziano. Quick movement though. Horgan not able to get it. And that has really been the day for Providence. When you have a glimmer, just not been able to execute. Now Fairfield just trying to finish off this quarter as they mean to go on. I mentioned that Brown game, week number 2 of the season for Fairfield. Got a little almost street ball-like towards the final 7-8 minutes. Guys taking some weird angle chances, trying to force passes that didn't really need to be on. Of course, when you have a lead such as they did at that time, you can be a little more free about your play. But Fairfield now trying to finish off this quarter and then put together a complete performance. Maybe give the folks, put votes down for the USILA poll, a reason to rank them. First team out in this most recent poll. But you don't get graded on 3 quarters, you get graded on 4. This is with 16 seconds left. Now Fairfield will try and push tempo. Kupski reverses, comes to Fisher. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Fisher just wide. Lamprin electing just to bowl it away. It'll be a shot clock violation. Setting up the defense for one last sequence. Providence trying to get a quick tally before we go into the 4th. But look at this ride. not giving the Friars anything on the clear. Down to 7. And it has to go home to Donahue. He'll have to heave it the length of the field. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. The horn's going to go anyways, but Fairfield, actually wait on a second. I think they might be adding some time on here, because that clock continued to run when Donahue had possession of the ball and then flung it away. I think there might be 3 or 4 seconds left. We'll wait for the call from the refs. The Fairfield offense has stayed on the field. Yeah, there's going to be some time put on. And I think this is where the ball was from the goalie. It's going to be 3 seconds. There is more than enough time here if you're Fairfield to get something towards Cage. It's actually back at the midfield line, so it'll be Rory Thompson who's going to fire this on goal. It's going to be a jump ball coming here. Thompson releases, goes wide, and that will do it for this. There's 1 second left. And the players are just going to jog off, so let's just run that clock to 0, and that will do it for the third quarter. But Fairfield, emphatic with their offense, outscoring Providence 6-2 in the third. They lead by 9, heading to the fourth, and we'll have it for you in a moment here on the Stag Sports Network.
So class, in lieu of a pop quiz, we will instead have a pop tailgate. The NCAA Men's and Women's Lacrosse Championships, May in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
We're sorry that we only serve crispy, crunchy, juicy chicken. We're sorry that we only use the best ingredients. We're sorry that other chicken sandwiches just don't do it anymore. We're sorry that it's so good.
The best chicken sandwich I've ever had.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Illicit Brewing Company in Fairfield, Connecticut has everything you need for a night out. Dozens of house-brewed draft beers, guest taps, a full bar, live entertainment, dozens of TVs to catch the game, a speakeasy and game room, brew pub style food offerings, and more. This commercial isn't long enough to show you everything Illicit has to offer. So come see it for yourself. Illicit Brewing, 111 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield. IllicitBrewing.com.
So class, in lieu of a pop quiz, we will instead have a pop tailgate. The NCAA Men's and Women's Lacrosse Championships, May in Boston. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Fourth quarter about ready to go here from Rafferty Stadium as Fairfield all over Providence through 45 minutes. They lead 13-4. JJ here with you on the Stag Sports Network. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us here. Fairfield will be back in action 1 week from today at this beautiful facility in Southwest Connecticut. Is once again another stalemate, or at least a near stalemate at the dot between Daniel Davis and Quinn McConaughey. But it's Providence's face-off man who come away with it, as Fairfield will be back in action against UMass Lowell. High noon on March the 8th. There'll be good friend Grant Del Vecchio who will take you through the call of that one. Outstanding lacrosse broadcaster in his own right. So get ready for that one. But Fairfield trying to see it out here and improve to 5-0 as they lead 13-4. Comes down to Sam Brazel. Goes underneath to Richie Joseph, who turns and fires. Effort goes wide of the mark. By the way, should give a shout out, a happy birthday to one of our own here at Fairfield University, at the Senior Associate Director of Athletics for Athletic Development, Dr. Brett Burchett. And found out about that because then all of a sudden we see a box of cupcakes come into the media area celebrating his birthday. By the way, you never give folks that work in the media an opportunity for some free food, but happy birthday to Brett. I hope he's enjoying this one here with us at Rafferty Stadium, down to 11 on the shot clock. That pass was deflected by Andrew Casson. The referee says, no, we go the other way. Also check in on what's happening with Fairfield women's lacrosse in their non-conference game down in Philly against Drexel. Tough game between two squads that got to the NCAA tournament last year. It's 10-7 to Drexel with just under 14 minutes to go. Grace Slater with 3 goals and an assist. Amanda Kozak with 2 goals and an assist. Behind the back effort that was deflected over the bar. It'll stay with Fairfield. Also said that we would take a look at some of the scores happening across men's lacrosse on this Saturday afternoon, those that are pertinent to the CAA and the Big East. We'll do it after this possession as that one gets knocked down, still battered around and taken away by Dean Metzger. Fairfield force it nearly to the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover as it goes right to Julian Radosic. But there is a flag as there was a hit on Dan Donahue, so it'll be a man up coming for Providence, their 3rd of the day. Yeah, so in action elsewhere, Georgetown leading Brown 10-4. Marquette, the Big East, losing to Harvard 14-10. The CAA Stony Brook all over Manhattan 11-6 in Riverdale. Monmouth losing to Mount St. Mary's 9-8 heading into the 4th quarter there. Hofstra all over Binghamton 8-2. And that's all I've got for active games elsewhere. A couple of notables, though, and big ones just in general. We'll have it after this man-up opportunity for Providence trying to get their 1st of the day, and their 3rd attempt is Bell. Reverses near side. Shot goes high. Taken by Stone Evans. 1-minute penalty slashing on Devin Lamprin. Fairfield man-down defense well over 70% on the season. Evans pass in the middle, and that shot goes wide. Chris Simonton played a couple of games this season. Featured more regularly last year for Providence. That pass was deflected by Matt Rice. Still down to 25 seconds. Excuse me, that was Simonton, my apologies. I had that last shot. Bell reverses far alley, and that one rattles in. Jack Horrigan gets the goal, his 2nd of the day. And a man who's already now up to 4 up goals on the season, trying to give Providence some late wind in their sails. And there's Bell, just picking apart a defense, a little spinorama to reverse it back to the far alley. And Horrigan, who's getting ever closer now, the 100 career goal plateau. He got to 100 career points in the Brown game. Bell, who's now 1 point away from 200 in his career. Already the program record holder for points and assists, just picking up 143 in his career.
Providence man of goals for number 18.
And McConaughey wins another one. Again, he had a little bit of a slow patch in the middle of this game. Now he's 8 of 18 on the afternoon. A big matchup right now down in Atlanta is number 1 Notre Dame taking on number 2 Maryland in the 2nd quarter there. One of Fairfield's former standouts, Bryce Ford, a graduate, now playing his grad year with the Terrapins. Featuring in that one. All-conference honoree from a season ago and one of the key glue pieces to help Fairfield get to where they are now. As Hirsch makes another save, bounce effort from Will Ferraro. And Hirsch now picking up save number 14, one away from tying his career best. This is where I spoke about it earlier, that Brown game, about how Fairfield, they had such a large advantage, but they started to get real careless with the ball. This is where you just want to remind principles and standards within your team as LeMay dodges past 3. A brilliant save by Donahue. Still loose, though. And coming away with it is Jackson Kotu. There's Luke Fisher. Comes away with a turnover. Keeper just gets back to his line. One more chance for Lamprin. He puts it away. But give a lot of credit there to Luke Fisher, knocking the ball out. And Fairfield go back up by 9. And here's Fisher, just giving a lot for Dean Metzger to work with. And so unselfish as well. Fisher could have probably just went for goal with the keeper scrambling, but instead unselfishly goes to Lamprin, who gets his 4th. Now the officials have gone over the scores table. There's a stick on the field as well, so it's going to be, the goal's going to stand. I'm wondering if there's an unsportsmanlike, Lamprin's coming off the field, so I wonder if there was something that happened after the play. I know he's fine, but it had to be something after the play to enact an uncontested face-off. Administrative foul on Fairfield. But Lamprin gets his goal, the 4th of the day.
Fisher. Tying goal is 10:18 of the 4th quarter.
Providence now with Richie Joseph. A really tough day for him to get much going. 7 shots, but often denied by Owen Hirsch, putting together one of his better performances of his career. From low to high, that pass I think hit off the back of Hirsch, stays just in front of the crease, and Fairfield recover it. I mean, even if he's not seeing the ball, Hirsch is still seeing the ball. Matt Rice, as often as he does, just bullies through attackers from the opposition. Gets the clear. Kind of a classic possession shot. Fairfield needed to get the right personnel on the field, so they'll reset it as Gilbert whistled that wide. Gilbert's had himself a day, 3 goals and an assist off 8 shots. Also a ground ball. That pass too tall for Fisher. Getting some extended run here. Fisher, outstanding career at Denison, 3-time conference offensive player of the year. 306 career points. Janikowski able to gain some separation, goes to the alley, and Donahue sits on that one. And that had a lot of zip behind it from Fisher. And really for Dan Donahue, he's put together a really nice game today. That's 11 saves for him, and he's been peppered from all sorts of angles. Just unfortunately for him, I think the defense in front has kind of let him down in some moments, and just passes like that. Bell not able to come away with it, and Fairfield snap it up. Great ground ball. Keegan Lynch still pushing tempo. Another save by Donahue. Fairfield get a second look, and that one goes in. Jake Gilbert with the goal, but again, Donahue does everything right. As a goalie, if you can force a rebound, if you can't take it, force the rebound either right to a defender or get it wide of the post. He does exactly that. But it still finds its way into the back of the net as a timeout gets taken, and I'll step aside for the final time as well. With 7:52 left, Fairfield lead now grows to double digits. We'll be back in a moment on the Stag Sports Network.
This is where we thrive. The city, the shore, our home.
This is where we chase our dreams.
Donde trabajamos duro por nuestra familia.
And serve our communities. This is where everyone, from all walks of life, works together as one team.
This is the place where we grow and become our best selves.
This is Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see the mentality of this Providence team for the final 7:52, because this unfortunately has been a day that's not gone for them, despite the fact that there's a lot of good things, especially offensively, that Providence can take from this. 26 shots, and they've forced Owen Hirsch into making a number of top drawer saves. Probably say of the 14 that he's stopped, 10 have been quality looks, and if half of those go in, it's a 5-goal game with still half of the fourth quarter to play. So the mentality still has to be from Bobby Benson and his staff to the team. Boys, stick with it. Keep doing what you're doing offensively. Now it's just the defense in front of Dan Donahue that's got to clamp it down. And when you get ground balls, find the safe and secure pass. Don't try and be frenetic and turn chances into mistakes, because that's what Fairfield have done to capitalize. Noticed there's a reserve goalie for Providence starting to get warm. And actually, I've also just noticed that Fairfield have made a goalie change. Will Snyder is now in net for Fairfield. We'll get to that in a second, as that pass is too tall for Devin Lamprin. Fairfield forced a turnover after Donahue makes a save. Great pass in the middle, and a deflection that takes out of the steam from Caston. Donahue was left on the floor hoping for any help. And eventually that shot, little shovel shot from Caston, gets blocked. So now's entering your screen, Fairfield with a goalie change, as Will Snyder came in right after the timeout for Fairfield. The junior from Brightwaters, New York, making his first appearance of the season. Played 10 games last year, as that one goes high. Snyder started pretty much the first half of every game, or excuse me, the first half of all games last year. He played the distance against Providence, and he made 15 saves, which was a season most for him. And that pass, judged by the officials, will go straight out of bounds, so he'll get some run out here. The other goalies on the roster for Fairfield, Walker Hunter and Jaden Gafano. And a chance for Hirsch to take a little bit of a breather after what was an outstanding performance from him today, making 14 saves. Save percentage of 74% and only allowing 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Fairfield start to empty the bench a little bit, including right here Charlie McFadden getting some run. Fairfield in their substitution patterns. Tough collection for LeMay, turns it on to the left. Jack Savarese is back in on this set for Fairfield. Kupski out wide. Savarese with under 6 to play. Again, Fairfield just fine, cycling and using a bit of clock. LeMay draws a double. Great find. Save, rebound. Lamprin couldn't scoop it up. Good look from Charlie McFadden, the Edmonton, Alberta native, formerly from Skidmore. Fairfield again just get it right back. A failed clear from Providence. That is their 5th of the day in 16 attempts. And Providence have now committed 20 turnovers in this game, a team that averages 14. And half of it between the Fairfield outstanding defense, but then just some sloppy ball handling at times and sloppy passing. Five minutes to play. Fairfield just having their 40th shot of the game. They average 46 per contest. Their shooting percentage actually Ironically, for the amount of goals that they get, pretty low at just 23%. They only get about 25 on target today. That's a few more north at 29. Fisher, nice dodge. Trying to stuff it short side. Is that wide of the mark? Yeah, it was. No save. Donahue with the 14 stops, one off of his season best. And against Bryant and Brown, 15 each. Not really worked all that much against Merrimack earlier this week. With 8 seconds left, Savarese surveys, dumps it off. LeMay will fire wide of the mark, and that will do it for this Fairfield possession. Oh no, was there a save in that? There was. That was a late signal across the way, so Donahue ties his season best with 15 saves. And Fairfield will just continue to run the clock. It's Hunter Moriarty into this sequence for Fairfield. As Fisher gets tied up, comes away with it. It's a good shot as well. While Fairfield are getting shots on, this is much better from that Brown game when they're up by pretty high numbers. Being safe and secure with the ball, but still keeping their standards and running sets. Savarese tries to stuff it in, but there was a crease violation on Fairfield, so that will bring that possession to an end. Providence now trying to force tempo, maybe only a couple of offensive possessions at most left for them. A few new numbers on defensively for Fairfield. Seeing Bryce Rubiek, freshman from Berlin, Connecticut. He wears 32. His collegiate debut. Cole Kennett wears 45, one of the Poles, sophomore from British Columbia out there. I think Joe Constantino back out as well, short stick midi. Caleb McNall, 35 in the middle, also playing just his second game of the season as that pass overshoots the mark, and another turnover from Providence. New goalie as well in for Providence that came during Fairfield's possession. 88 Eddie Perry into the game as Donahue's day is done. Fairfield really emptied the bench here. This is Jeremiah Wade, who wears 40, out of Peterborough, Ontario. He's putting together the Stags team a solid day at the office, knowing that there's a lot of eyeballs on this team. After the week that they had last week, 2 overtime victories, both at home. But they have passed this test with flying colors. That goes off the side of the cage, so Perry, while not getting the save, just able to get a touch of the ball. Again, big thanks to all you all tuning in at home here on the Stag Sports Network on this Saturday as Snyder gets his first save. He's in the book, and a good pass as well. Fairfield maybe trying to run out. They've got a 5-on-3 chance. Good save by Perry. Rebound, and he forces that one wide from McFadden. It still might be on for Fairfield. Dodging inside is John Flynn. His effort is saved, but there's a crease violation on Fairfield, so they'll bring an end to that one. Good work from Eddie Perry during that sequence, coming up with a couple of moments. Yeah, big thank you to everyone tuning in here on the Stag Sports Network. Has gotten a fair few positive comments talking about the quality of our work here. Great credit, of course, to our outstanding crew. Carlton Best, Tom DePiro, Jake Pell back there, getting it done. We'll be back here a week from today, again, with UMass Lowell coming to town. Stags, on the road on Tuesday. Going to go to St. John's. It's likely the last full possession here of this contest, and that one will bounce in. Jay Wilkerson with the goal, his 4th of the season, coming off of a 3-point performance against Merrimack. I'll take something positive for that bus ride going back to Providence. So one more look here. Yeah, bounce shot that Snyder a little bit off-sided. It'll be Jonathan Lewis who will take the face-off. Also seeing a couple of new players on the wings for Fairfield. It's Justin Brown near side.
Providence goal scored by number 25, Jay Wilkerson. Time of the goal is 30 seconds.
Seeing Jimmy Grieve, I think that is 55 in and amongst it. Yeah, it was Grieve, and making sure that his presence was known with a big slash. Flag comes out, so it's going to be a 9-second man up for Providence to finish this game. The Friars, so talented man up, 1 for 3 today, but the Stags man down defense getting the job done as Justin Brown, the freshman from Maryland, his first stat, is going to be serving a penalty. Well, Providence will fall to 3-3 on the season. Fairfield will keep their perfect start to the season alive. And with 1 second, Providence will end the day with a goal. Well, they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock as the clock did keep running. But Wilkerson gets another one to add to his name.
Providence goal scored by number 25, Jay Wilkerson.
Wilkerson, 2 goals. Actually a really solid week for him. 5 points in 2 games played. He got 3 points against Merrimack as the fans starting to head for the exits, but it'll be a happy day nonetheless. They've got to put one more goal up on the scoreboard. It's 15-7 in favor of Fairfield. And that will do it. It was a complete performance from Fairfield, their highest scoring game of the season and one of their best defensive showings of the year, giving up just 7 to Providence, and they continue their perfect start to 2025 as they're now 5-0, and perhaps, well, they're ranked nationally in 2 pools. Could we see them go 3 for 3 starting in just a couple of days' time? Fairfield led by 4 goals each from Jake Gilbert and Devin Lampin. 3 goals from Will Consoli, 3-point performances from Keegan Lynch and Luka Kupski, and a 14-save showing from Owen Hirsch, leading the way for Fairfield. 2 goals for Jack Horrigan, and Ryan Bell sitting on 199 career points. He'll look to get .200 in their next game when they welcome in Loyola a week from today. That's going to do it for us, for our entire Stag Sports Network crew. I'm JJ Duke saying thanks for spending your Saturday here with us as the sun was shining and the Fairfield offense and defense were clicking as they knock off Providence 15-7. See you all next time.